day. We got some posturing from Secretary of State Steve Hobbs after the Department of Justice sent a letter on September 8th asking within 14 days the state to turn over a copy of its voter database that includes names, addresses, birth dates, and either driver's license or partial security numbers. And Hobbs sent out a statement to brag that he's not going to comply, quote, until DOJ provides me with information on what they plan to do with the data. Now, this is a very misleading statement that Hobbs is putting out because he knows precisely what the data is intended for. It's to make sure that we don't have people who are voting or who are registered to vote who are not legally allowed to register to vote, which is precisely why Hobbs doesn't want to give out this information. My presumption has been for a long time that Democrats who are in control get in the way of any kind of oversight because they're scared that the federal government in this case will find out that people who are in this country illegally or people who are dead are on the voter rolls. And every single time that happens, people like Steve Hobbs and others have to come out there and say, oh, but this is the anomaly. They kind of treat this like COVID cases after people got vaccinated. Oh, no, it's not the norm. It's the anomaly. It's a breakthrough. Illegal immigrant voter registration. That it's not the norm. So what do they think the government's going to do with this information? Is this Hobbs trying to pretend that this is about going after illegal immigrants? How could they go after illegal immigrants if they get access to this data, unless the illegal immigrant is a registered voter, which would be illegal? What does Hobbs think? Or at least is pretending to think the Trump administration is going to do with this info. He acts as if, and the media too, they act as if they have no idea why there might want to be some kind of oversight from the federal government with this administration that takes this seriously. What could they possibly want with this? I'm really scared they might sign you up for spam calls and stuff. Seriously, what else? What do they think is the underlying? There's one of two reasons to do this, right? Number one, to stop voter fraud. Number two, to arrest illegal immigrants. Well, if the system is as secure as Steve Hobbs and Democrats tell us, it can't be the illegal immigrant one, is it?
No.
It can't be because they say that illegal immigrants can't register to vote. So what's the issue with giving out the info?
They just have a reflexive knee-jerk reaction to stand athwart anything Trump wants.
It's basically the resistance, right? Yeah. I mean, that is the default. We are the resistance. We're not going to allow you to do anything. Now, the problem, of course, with Steve Hobbs is, you know who the letter was signed by, making the demands?
Who?
Harmeet Dillon.
Oh.
Do you mess with Harmeet Dillon?
No.
No, you don't mess with Harmeet Dillon. Oh, no. In fact, you are likely to make things worse by trying to mess with Harmeet Dillon.
Let's cue the Jaws music.
Yep. Oh, and she relishes the moment. She's able to take people who don't act within our best interest and right the ship. So they're saying they're not going to do anything, which means the DOJ is going to move to get the database anyway. It's going to get in front of a judge, and let me write the movie script now. The judge will initially say the DOJ can't, and then an appeal court will say the DOJ absolutely can. And then ultimately the U.S. Supreme Court will say, of course they can. Cue Jen Psaki, who will scream about the fascistic nature of the Trump administration. This is what autocrats do. They ask in a letter politely for stuff. And then they go through the court system in order to get it. If you legally are withholding information, you can't. That's the telltale signs of authoritarians.
They're subverting all of our institutions, which is exactly why we need to pack the court.
Exactly. Someone needed to say it. Thank you, Jackson. It's so silly. Now, we're not the only state that got this letter, by the way. 26 other states, according to the Seattle Times. And the funny thing is, almost everything that they're asking for is already available to not just the DOJ, but everyone. The only thing that they don't have access to, we don't have access to, is either the last four of a social or a driver's license. But right this moment, this very moment, I can get every single voter name that's registered, their address, and their years of birth. All of this data is regularly requested by sometimes campaigns because they want to track who's voted, but media outlets. I've done this not at the state level, but at the county level. I've requested these databases. It's just the driver's license and social security numbers. Now, if the Secretary of State were acting in good faith, he could say, look, I've got concerns about giving out the social security numbers or driver's license. Can we chat? In the meantime, here's the database with everything else that otherwise would be publicly available. But he's not interested in a good faith discussion. He's interested in getting some plaudits for standing up to the regime that's making apparently just unbelievable requests that show they have ulterior motives. What those are, no one knows. No one knows what those actually are. But again, ultimately, the court's going to decide. Speaking of which, the Washington